Hi everyone, I am back to do the third hand-tied bouquet from this very pretty page from Johanna Basford's Small Victories. So it's my remote control here. It's actually holding the page down for me. So we're going to come in close and do this one here. And I'm using my Polychromos again, which I've been using on this page for all of them. I like to try and do the same on a page if I'm unless I want to do every single one different, but I thought these will be good because they they can come to a nice fine point. We've got a nice big range of colours. Now we did blue and pink here, and on our first one we did a big mix of colour, so I want to do something a little bit different on here to blue and pink. And I'm thinking maybe we'll do some orange and purple. I also think they go quite well together. You may disagree. You may want to do yours slightly differently. I'm going to do the centre of these large ones first, like I did yesterday. And we'll do, let me think. Yeah, let's start with this brown. I'm going to make them a little bit darker. This is the burnt sienna. Okay, and I'm just going to do the bottom. I'm going to do it in a similar way to that. So we're going to do the burnt sienna at the bottom, and then try to fade it up a little bit. We're only going to do two colours though because it's a smaller space. And I'm also going to use this very dark burnt sienna to do these dots, but I'm going to sharpen it first. Just grab my sharpener. My stomach's grumbling. Hope you can't hear it. Just had lunch, it's going Hopefully that's not, well, I've told you anyway, so whether you heard it or not, you know it did it. So I'm thinking we'll do these sort of brown, and this is going to be our orange flower, so I think it should work with the orange colour. And this sort of brown I'm thinking is almost a sort of orangey brown, so I think it'll all go together quite nicely. I mean, not that flowers always go together. You know, I think about like a tulip, for example. The most common tulips that we always had when I was young were I'm going to use the terracotta for the rest of the centre of the flower. They were red, but when they opened up, inside they had black and a bit of yellow. I didn't think it really matched, but this is the terracotta. You can't see, all you can see is the A. It's getting small, like a lot of my pencils. So I'm going to go over that burnt sienna at the bottom and then colour upwards and try and fade a little bit as we go up. And then we can just see then, obviously, that there's more than one colour, hopefully. Anyway, there we go. And now for our orange. Now, we've got quite a few oranges, and I have to decide, do I want to go really bright or a little bit lighter? I don't think I want to go really, really bright. I think I will start actually with the light. I think this is the light. No, this is the cadmium orange. I thought it was the light one. I'm going to start with the cadmium orange. Again, let's sharpen it a little bit. But we will use two colours. I think two is enough. We don't really need three. And what I'm going to be doing is putting more here near the centre of the flower and then less towards the edge, and just sort of fade it off just beyond. We'll do it just beyond the seeds. Oh, sorry, I just got to push my cardigan off my shoulders. Hot flush. So the same again. It's really weird weather at the moment. It's quite cold. We're having frosty nights, and we've got sunshine in the day time, but it's still not massively warm. And so I put my cardigan on, then get too hot, too cold, too hot, yeah, all that. Husband was saying he was really warm today. We went shopping to the supermarket. We did go in the car, and he had a very long, thick t-shirt on. I noticed it was actually longer than his hoodie, so he looked like he had a little mini skirt on, not that long, but a few inches below, and had his hoodie on, and he didn't bother with a coat or anything. He said, oh, I'm lovely and warm and fine and really hot. But he's quite good at controlling, this dot here isn't dark enough. He's quite good at controlling his body temperature. He used to work outside when he was a gardener, and he sort of got very good at channeling heat into parts of his body, like, you know, his hands and feet sort of thing, to keep himself warm. and he hadn't been able to do that for a while, but he said he's got, I think, I don't know since when, but anyway, he was quite happy today, saying it was nice. He felt really warm, so that was good. I could do with him teaching me how to do it. So this is the I don't want a dark chrome yellow. I think I'm going to go another lighter. Oops, hang on. I'm going to use this colour. This is 108. And this is the dark cadmium yellow, but I feel it's still quite orangey. And I think it'll just work nicely because I don't want to go too dark. So I'm going to go over the top of our orange, not right down there, and then spread this yellow to the tips of our flower. Petal, sorry, trying to fade it a little bit so you can see there's a difference in colour. If you want that more defined, you can use a much darker orange in the centre. I might decide to do that. I might not. I'm going to just do them all first and see. I'm afraid when I have a really small pencil, it's much more likely to make my page go blurred because I have to put my hand closer to the... I try and keep my hand to the edge. My hand's in the middle, focuses on my hand. My hand's on the edge, it focuses on this. So I try hard to keep my hand on the edge of the paper. But I can't always do that. It depends on what I'm colouring. And when you're colouring with a very small pencil, it's tricky. So I do my best, but I can't. I was trying to work out a way to focus my camera on the page. Now my camera is quite clever, and you can tell it to focus on a person. So if you're doing in a movie, so if you're doing a movie and you want one person to be in focus all the time, you can do that. But it has it's auto, so it recognises the face and focuses on that. So I haven't been able to figure out a way of doing it on the paper. I could put it into manual focus and just focus it on the paper, but then when I do this, it might go out of focus, and when I show you the pencil, there's no way I will ever be able to get it into focus. So it's a bit tricky. I'm still learning after all these years, you know, of how to do it, but I do the best I can. And I do like my little camera because I know how to use it. And I'm not very good at learning how to use these sorts of things because I get really bored. I'm sure I'm very capable of learning every single little feature that it's got, and it's got like a zillion, million, trillion. But I just get, well, it's boring. I just pull my cardie back up now. My hot flush has gone away. Right. These the little flowers, I'm going to do in purple. I think I'm just looking at my range of colour, and then I will decide if I want my orange to be more orangey because it's quite yellowy, isn't it, at the minute. But purple and yellow work as well, but I'm going to go for the really deep mauve. So I'm not sure whether that's going to be a bit too dark to go with this, so we'll find out. Now these are teeny tiny. What I want to try and do is to fade towards the tip, but I feel that I probably won't succeed because they're so small, but I'm going to give it a try and see what happens. What happens is you can't tell. There you go, see. So I'm just going to work through them as best I can. I'm just going to move my remote control so I can get my hand up to this one. So it's Sunday today. I'm just getting a few videos made before Skype. I'm really enjoying this page. I just couldn't wait to get back to it. I just love these. I'd forgotten about these, to be honest. And when I did a flip through, I fell in love with this page and I wanted to do them. And there's another similar page with flowers with thin stems that I really want to do as well. I may not do it as a video. There's so many pages which have potential to be videos, but I don't know if I'm going to do all of them. Like the one here, I didn't do as a video, even though there are lots of small. I felt they were a little bit too small, but I don't know. But I just, I'm just trying to decide really which to do and which not to do. And I counted yesterday, I think, and I'm pretty much halfway through the book, almost already. Now, of course, we had it since October. This is 105, which is, I'm just looking it up because I can't see, light cadmium yellow. I'm going to use these for the centres of these. It's going to be quite a light contrast. Now I'm going to sort of sit back and have a look at that. I'm going to put a little bit of dark orange, definitely. Let's go with this one. This is, I think, this is 115. I think it's the dark cadmium orange. It is. And I'm going to use it just right in the centre of each of these. Just put a little bit in and then just sort of fade it out a bit. Not loads. You don't have to do this little touch if you were happy with it as it was. Just leave yours. It's completely up to you. I just felt that I want that little bit more. Yes, so I don't think it's, it's been October, and so I've been doing quite a few tutorials for you, but I usually get books finished in about, Johanna's books finished in about 6 months, but I don't have, there's no rush, but my brain, I've got a rushing brain now, finish, you know, that's how my brain works, but I need to slow it down a little bit, don't I? Right. We've got leaves. Now with orange, I really like an olive leaf. So I'm going to grab, actually, we've done a bit of olivey colours. I'm trying to do different colours to ones we've done before, a little bit, just to make it, so we've got some variety really. So I'm using this one. This is the olive green yellowish, and it's quite a brownish green. I'm only going to use it for the base of the leaf here, and then gently fade it up. I'm going to fade it really pale because I'm going to use quite a pale, I'm going to use the May green on top, like that. Do the same here. Now I don't think I want my stems this colour. I think it's a bit, yeah. It's a good word that, isn't it? So I'm going to grab my May green. I'm actually going to do the stems in the May green now. I don't know how much it will show up because it's quite a pale green, but I'm going to give it a go. As I said, when I was doing these, I've never done stems over the top before, so we'll see. May green. Some people do them in fine liners, and I don't know if that, I think a gel pen would sit on top really well. It would hide the blacks, and normally not transparent, but I'm okay trying it with pencil. So I'm just going over the top of all of them, but it's a bit messy. I need to hold the page stiffer, maybe that's what it is. It does show up a bit. And now over the top of this one. And because these are transparent, you can see the other colour underneath, but it will just change it a bit. And I think this is a more warm, bright colour, so it will just brighten the whole thing a bit. There we go. And now we need to think about our ribbon. What's going to work? Well, I had thought about a pinky purple, like a light red violet or something. Do you think that'll work? Maybe something darker, like a magenta. I am going to try this magenta. This is 133, the magenta. I'm going to try it. Now, I'm going to think with the knot, I'm just going to go around. I've just noticed that my washing is finished, my dryer. I need to go and check that in a minute. We're nearly done. Wait till we finish this. We've got this, and then a bit, I'm going to put a bit of white on. So I'm going to fade this so we've got a lightish bit here, because I think the light would be hitting the top of the ribbon, and I like it to look like it's sort of satin and special. So satin or silk is quite shiny, so I think hopefully it gives that sort of opulent feel to our pretty florals. And then fade it across like that. And then this one in here be dark. I'm sorry the page keeps moving. Hang on. I put my remote control back on a bit closer. Like that, and fade towards the edge. That isn't that good. I'm going to put another colour in there. I'll show you in a minute. So there's that. And this one I think darker at the top, but we could make a little lighter bit here. the way it's drawn, it's slightly curved, but I don't really know. I think that might have been, should be darker, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I'm alright with how it looks. And then this last bit, but as I say, I want a darker bit in here. So what should we use? Well, we want some it to look a bit more shadowy, and I'm thinking I'm just going to jump away from the from the pinks and just go for a dark sepia, because it's already quite a dark colour, so I haven't got many darker tones. I'm just going to put it along that edge of that line and then very gently just scumble it in a little bit. The same here, so along that edge, and then that sort of curly motion that I call scumbling, and we'll put a little bit beside the knot and here, and it will give a slightly more three-dimensional look to our ribbon. Might be a bit overly fussy for you, but I'm quite happy with that. I'm not going to be too fussy over all of it, but just that little bit. And then we're going to use our Jelly Roll 8 to put a few dots. We've put dots on all the other ones. We have to put dots on these. I mean, it's not the law, but I feel that once you start doing some dots, you need to keep going with it, and they're pretty. It's amazing how a few dots can lift a page or a flower or whatever. And these aren't real flowers, you know. I'm going to put a dot on each of the seeds. So it doesn't matter, they don't have to look realistic. Just make them look as pretty as you wish. Right, let's have a look. You could put dots in the middle, but I think I might put some dots around this centre bit, just to break down that really dark line, and I think it gives it a softer look. But again, you might think that's a bit fuzzy, but I like it. Okay, I'm just going to hold the page so you can see it better, because it wants to curve. There we go. I'll take a little photo for my thumbnail as well. So there we are. There is our next little bunch. Very different to the others. I think without a pink, it doesn't look quite as pretty somehow, but it depends, I guess, what colours you like. Of course, we haven't got a pink ribbon. It was sort of reddish, but yeah, I do like it. We're going to do something a little more delicate next time, I think. Maybe, we'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching today. Yeah, I hope you have a great day, and happy colouring.